Well, the main stream might be over. Gambit Gaming may have gone 5-0 here at the Intellect Stream Masters. The World Championships here live from Hanover, Germany. But here we're at the B stream. The B doesn't just stand for secondary. It's not just the alternate stream. It's also the bonus stream. We have one more game. Sadly, no one can advance. Oh, sorry, neither of the teams, I should say, can advance on in the Intellect Stream Masters. But in the spirit of sending them off in the right way, and for all the Brazilian fans that have supported us on the stream today, we are going to bring you this last game here. It's going to be Fnatic on the left versus paiN Gaming on the right. My name is paiN, and for the last time this evening, well and truly this time, it's going to be Papa Smithy. He's joining me.
Good morning, Pastry. And yeah, I mean, even though it's a dead rubber, we do get to see a big battle of pride here, and Fnatic especially. I mean, for a team so highly regarded to have not won a match yet, they're going to want to come in here and just demolish paiN. But paiN have played very well. Yeah, there's never been a game where you said, man, how did they show up this time? They've never been super outmatched. They've certainly made mistakes. They've certainly been outplayed at times. But, you know, with Fnatic so down their luck, this could be a deceptively close game.
It could, and if paiN win here, they're just going to walk out with the biggest smiles on their faces, and I'm sure the chat's going to absolutely explode. And Fnatic, as you said, pretty down on their luck at this point. Would love to pick up this game at least and walk away with, you know, something on their match record, because going into this game, paiN's record is actually better than Fnatic's, and nobody would have thought that was going to be the case here at the start of this tournament. So the draft has kind of developed here pretty rapidly. Xin Zhao, Thresh, and Renekton, the first three bans up there from Fnatic, and Blitzcrank, Kale, and Nidalee, the bans there from paiN. We've got Vi as the first pick up here from Fnatic. We had Kha'Zix and Tarek to follow up now for paiN Gaming. So picks 2 and 3 are going to come out now for Fnatic. I wonder what they're going to go for. We haven't seen actually any of their games on the stream so far. We only caught the end of Millennium beating them, unfortunately, and I guess everybody else at this point, because they are unfortunately 0-4 currently in this group stage. But we're going to have Misfortune and we're going to have Leona here.
Yeah, it sounds like with the 2 losses, maybe there's a mathematical way paiN can come through here. That's the word coming through the chat. I'm not sure 100%. I mean, stranger things have happened. I'm not sure how the ESL rulebook goes about discriminating between teams with the same record, but if paiN has as much to play for as is suggested, and as I say, that's very excited to see Draven being mulled over by BRTT. This could be a big game.
I mean, they have to play Draven, right? It's a great with Tarek. They've already picked the Tarek up. It's their last game, probably, of the tournament. And if it's not, then if they really do have to win this game, and that there is a chance, I mean, they want to win anyway. They want to win for pride here. I mean, being a team that everyone thought was the underdog and being the last team to shut out Fnatic of this tournament, that would be a huge achievement for them. And there it is. We're going to get Draven. Oh man, I hope the Brazilian fans are hype here, because finally, after not being touched in the ban screen at all in any of the games that we've had on this stream with paiN on them, Draven has never been picked by BRTT.
I can happily report the whole chat screen is saying Draven. They're all
sounds,
very, very excited.
That is excellent. Apparently we had a bunch of people waiting on the other stream, so hopefully we filter them in as well, because this game is being casted pretty much for you guys. As much as we like League of Legends, we like Sleep as well. But we are sticking this out one last time so we can bring you this game here. As we did say, it is, I think, a dead rubber, but hey, we'll play for pride. And hopefully both teams give us a good show here, as Lee Sin and Orianna are going to come in as the last few picks here for Fnatic, I think.
And it looks like we might see the infamous Soaz top Lee Sin here. I think that's the most likely thing that's going to happen here, which is exciting. He can make so much with that champion, especially if he picks up the Summoner Teleport. He's just known for winning his lane and then going to other lanes and doing massive amounts of damage. So, wow. And Teemo, potentially, and we see some troll picks coming out here. They're debating their, I guess it's their jungler.
Unless they want to put Kara in the jungle, yeah, they probably need to have a jungle champion here. They seem to have every other lane set up so far. I mean, Solzy has played top Lee Sin in this tournament already, so I can't imagine. I mean, he's known for playing it as well, so I can't imagine there isn't going to be top lane Lee Sin, especially with Vi being the jungler that she is. She's just not that great in top lane, unfortunately. We've seen her in mid. That was kind of the famous dragon.
Orianna's going to be mid this time.
Oh yes, most certainly. So, with all that said, looks like that famous Soaz Lee Sin. Although Fiora here is the last pick from paiN is curious. Okay, that makes more sense. This is actually a really good pick.
We've talked about that Jarvan Rumble synergy. You know, Jarvan able to close so much distance, use the Cataclysm on Misfortune, who doesn't have an innate escape. and then the Rumble ulti doing most likely guaranteed AoE magic damage to Yellowstar here. Yellowstar definitely favors that Misfortune pick. He struggled against the Namis and other similar champions that have come out this tournament, but definitely comfort picks for both Yellowstar and Enrated, of course, who's had Leona banned against him this tournament.
Yes, and many other tournaments before that as well. People do not like playing against that one. And so I think both teams kind of have very comfortable setups for themselves, and that makes a lot of sense to me, you know. If you're going to play one last game here, you probably, especially if it's not, like if you're just playing for Pride Deck, obviously you want to win, but I think you, even actually in a situation where you might be pressured to win, I think you just want to play what's comfortable at this point, you know. It's been a really long day, you've played a lot of games of League of Legends, you're probably not feeling, you know, feeling maybe a bit disheartened. I think if you're Fnatic, you're feeling especially so, because there's a lot of pressure on you as a favourite to really do well in tournaments when you attend. And I think both teams have very comfortable setups. I think we're going to see a great game. I think probably, maybe even the best game from either of these teams so far in this tournament, because they've both not had the best of luck. We do have paiN with a win coming into this one as the 5th and final game for both of them. But there's a lot of good picks here. It seems to be comfortable. We're going to get the BRTT Draven, and I guess we'll just see what happens from here. Because they've made their picks. We've just got to see what the rest happens.
For sure. And again, one win between two teams, that number's going to be doubled here, but who knows which direction they'll go into.
Yep. And as we said, both teams would just love to, even if they can't play for anything, they would love to take a win here. I mean, Fnatic would love to have at least a win here in this tournament. I mean, because if it is a dead rubber, they could have, I guess, just, I don't know what the rules are like, but I guess they could have chosen not to play, but the fact they're playing here, I mean, if it's not worth anything but the win, then they're still playing. But people are playing for keeps here. I mean, we know the Brazilians are playing for pride. We know that
Red
for
pots
sure.
abound in this game page time. Lee Sin up top with red pot makes sense, you know, for a potential level 2 all in. Misfortune taking the red pot ostensibly because of the Draven Taric pressure. She's taken cleanse, barrier. She doesn't have cleanse available, but I imagine that's just to get that slight health advantage so that the Draven passive from the Draven passive damage doesn't necessarily tick her down quite as easily.
It also makes any potential all-in with Leona a lot stronger as well, so if you're really trying to make that work, especially because they're on the blue side, I mean, right now both teams are kind of in each other's jungles with paiN almost setting up to, like, gank them at the double golems at this point. They're just kind of rotating around the bushes.
The worrying thing here is if Fnatic re-enter, paiN have nowhere to run to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's at this point maybe a matter of who catches who first. So as, I think, yeah, spotted them there, which is really key. Oriana just checking the bushes with their ball. This is going to be interesting. I wonder if anyone from Fnatic's actually going to die here, because they're kind of recalling in a weird spot. Although they might have vision of them coming through mid. I mean, they've got so many wards in this side of the jungle.
They're going to choose to fight here.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they know what's coming. They're going to pick somebody off here. Kami could be a good target. A great void spike there from Car. And now Jarvan going in as well. Soa's taking quite a bit of damage. Electro Harpoons come out. Damage in there from Draven, and Fnatic take a lot of poke there. Peke getting poked down again. Forced to flash there as Jarvan gets the auto down.
You have to say that's a 1 level 1 for paiN.
Yeah, I mean, it's not massive, but it's going to prevent bottom lane from doing double golems, which is definitely a win for a purple side or red side Draven lane. And you know what? paiN are not done. They are going deep here. They're going to try and... Oh, never mind. They were going deep. They unwent deep, and now Sir T is a little bit behind on starting his blue buff, unfortunately.
They unwent deep, you say?
Yes, I don't even know if that's a thing, but
no.
I leave well, everything gets blamed by the fact that I am sleepy.
It is 4 a.m.
It is
so I
4 a.m. But hey, Cyanide. Oh man, this is gonna be a blue steal. Close, very close. There
awkward here. So much damage comes down on BRT. Forced to flash, just no Taric presence in lane. You know, once Leona, maybe just a level 1 Leona hits a stun, I mean, Draven has no choice but to flash.
Yeah, and with the red pot still ready here for Misfortune, that's a lot of potions actually as well. Yellowstar has some sort of sneaky plan here. I mean, it's actually, again, the red pot's good for the Leona all-in. The potions are actually pretty good against Draven, because if you get hit by one spinning axe, you take a lot of damage from that dot. So, I mean, Yellowstar, maybe he's just a genius. But
it's 38 bonus damage at level 2, and it's additive, so 38 becomes 76, and it's just so much damage potential there.
It hurts.
From what I understand, Draven's passive is uncapped.
Wow. That's pretty insane. I mean, he's one of the best standing DPS AD carries for a reason. He's catching his
And,
axes with
Misfortune's
style.
no slouch. She's a lane bully herself. You can activate those impure shots and get that additive magic damage applied to your attacks. But no one quite does lane bullying like Draven.
No. And Draven Tag especially is a very punishing lane. You make one mistake, you're probably going to die. And here we can see that they're using that aggression to their advantage here. Just pushing in early on the turret. Going to get a couple hits here and there. And Redig with a rare miss on Zenith Blade there.
Might have just been trying to proc a last hit though.
That's true, actually. It does damage creeps. Always have to be aware. I mean, he's a genius, so...
I guess the interesting thing to me about Yellowstar is he's taken the barrier ostensibly for team fights, because he knows Kha'Zix, he knows Jarvan, he knows Rumble will all be doing damage to him. He will be the focus. He doesn't have that cleanse for lane, so what you're saying is doubly true here. There's not even room for one mistake. One mistake could be punished really, really strongly here.
And Leona, sadly, just not the best peel support. I mean, she's good at going in. She's kind of an all-in-ish support. If you play effectively, you can peel here. So is in the top lane, going to go in. Tempest Cripple out there as Vault Breaker comes in for Vi, but just a quick flash there from Titu. Wants to shut that down as quickly as possible. Kami here in the mid actually getting horrendously harassed early on by Xpeka, and that's kind of what you expect here in this matchup. Kha'Zix really doesn't wave clear well, doesn't heal himself either with his Void Spike until he evolves it, which he needs level 6 for, and it's essentially a melee versus range matchup, and Orianna's very good at punishing early if you're a melee champion, because that Clockwork Wind Up, that damage adds up pretty fast when she auto-attacks you, not to mention that the ball in general is annoying and is good at poking you as well.
And it was, about 6 months ago, when the previous OGN tournament, that we saw the beginning of a lot of Diana versus Orianna matchups. And that was a matchup where we always said that because of the fierce melee nature of Diana early, only having the light wave clear from Q, Orianna wins the early levels because of the ranged auto attack, and she has ramping up damage on her auto attack as well. So it was just a case, and it's pretty much the same case here with Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix just wants to sit back, wants to get levels. Level 11's his big power jump. W gives him wave clear because, of course, he gets the large AoE and the passive magic damage applying to his... and Ready goes in on the
That Zenith exhausting there as well. The stuns fall off with Shield of Daybreak, but Yellowstar sadly out of range. And actually, BRTT's kiting very nice here, and Raid's got to be careful. Espeon thankfully does not have another stun available. But that was actually a really nice trade there. Again, Yellowstar just not in position there. And there's the Dazzle coming out. Jarvan in there as well. Yellowstar going to take a ridiculous amount of damage, but thankfully Draven not too close there.
But I mean, the moment that Yellowstar popped Red Pot and Barrier at that point, that was about, just estimating roughly, about 400 extra health he effectively had there. So he's actually sitting quite comfortably in lane.
Yeah, I mean, all the potions in the red pot, maybe it's crazy new sustain. As Pekka there flashes away in the mid. Great ult though. Kami does get some health back there. Looks like he chugged out a potion.
Pops Red Pot.
Oh, of course. These red pots, man, they're even trolling me. Not even playing the game.
They always seem to do the precise amount of damage to negate the last spell. So you're like, am I lagging? But no, that's just the red pot.
No, you just got red potted. That also
that's a verb now.
But everything is slowly evolved to be a verb.
Everything at this time of the morning is a verb.
Some of them are actually amusing, I think, at this point.
Oh,
maybe
that creep's going to get last hitted. Oh, yeah.
I think hit is a verb, though, so we don't even need that one. All good. Anyway, we'll leave.
Vi starting to ramp up here. Not level 6, so it doesn't have that insane gank presence that she's known for.
Not yet, anyway. Cyanide's
she's still able to, jump over red ridges in much the same way as a Shaker or a Jarvan. So, Razor and Cyanide have Razor. So T and Cyanide have comparable pressure, but look at this. A very early dragon coming out here.
Vi players love to do this. They really do. Because it's just so cute. I can hop over the wall. I mean, paiN responding here. Oh, Jarvan with the steal, just man modes in there. And now the damage coming out. So is, N-rated in there as well as Leona. Cyanide's actually been exhausted. There's the bullet time out from Yellowstar. And damage coming out to Espeon goes down. Draven out as well there as the double kill comes out for Soaz. And looked like a decent setup there as Draven led in, but paiN just a little bit out of position. And a nice team fight there for Fnatic. Picked themselves up 2 for 1. Although the Dragon will actually make it slightly in favor of paiN.
And without the teleport there, Soaz still having the decisive impact on that team fight. Rumble just slowly roaming down bottom, but far too late.
Oh, Soaz, get the steal. Yes, no, not quite. Was close there. If the missile speed of his resonating strike was a little bit faster, he might have made it. But not this time around. Yeah, and Rumble just a tad late to the party, unfortunately. If that ultimate had been in there for that team fight, it would have been probably a win there for paiN, fairly decisively. I mean, there's also the problem that Kha'Zix also does not team fight well until level 11, as you've noted. And without those resets, it's just harder for him to really do a whole lot of work there. So, Fnatic picked a pretty good spot to do the dragon. It's just unfortunate they got stolen away by Jarvan.
I mean, Kha'Zix has to evolve the Void Spikes for laning. It's that leap evolution to level 11 where team fighting becomes his secondary forte.
I like to call it the Red Bull evolution.
Okay.
Because it gives him wings.
Okay.
Okay.
That was pretty good for this time of the morning. Well done.
That one's been prepared for a while.
Yeah. Well, very nicely done.
Thank you, sir. But that's funny too, because the actual evolution is called wings. That's what it technically evolves. If anybody
So 500 gold advantage to paiN here, which is interesting. I mean, no turret advantage here. They are a kill down, but ostensibly it's a CS differential.
Yeah, there's a little bit of CS advantage.
Oh no, of course it's the dragon pickup, the wonderful dragon steal coming out from Soti.
There is a little bit of CS, so slightly ahead by about 10 in 2 lanes. peke about the same on mid lane up for himself there, but yeah, it is that dragon as you noted, and that trade would have been equal there if not for that dragon. So 2 for 1, not even sadly when dragon gets in there, because global gold likes to skew gold values pretty heavily, which is why it's so important to collect objectives. Jarvan here, going to protect his own tower here, speaking of objectives. While Kha'Zix is busy, he's come back with, I think, Brutalizer. He might have already had that tier, in fact. Yes, he's had it for a little while because he started charging it. But, you know, Kami kind of getting set up here in the early laning phase. He does have the big power jump at 11. Oh man, Jarvan coming in there as well. Cataclysm on top. peke uses his ultimate there to try and disrupt him a bit, but I think he's going to go down here. And there is the kill for Kami. Picks it up with Taste of Fear.
Frustratingly, both the flash and barrier maybe 15 seconds away from being off cooldown, but a nice counter kill.
Yeah, just a little too far. I don't know how precise that gank was to sync up with those summoners, but there was nothing Orianna could do there to get out. And, you know, peke bought what time he could, bursted where he could as well, but in vain there, unfortunately. And a nice gank there from Jarvan.
It's one of those interesting things, Time, is because I was reading about how Mad Life keeps all timers for his team, including his own team's flash and summoner spell cooldowns to the enemy teams, you know, and then the obvious objectives and the like. And you just, you know, obviously without team chat, we don't get a feel for just how much information either of these teams has.
Yeah, I mean, or they might even just kind of say it to themselves when it happens on VoIP, and they'll keep track that way. I mean, you can assign each of your team members, say, okay, this is when it happened, you know, remember your time for your land opponent or whatever, and they can keep track that way. But you're right, timers are a big important part of League of Legends in many different ways, and we, you know, hear the stories of teams keeping track of everything. In fact, I have a great story. I'll try and keep it shorter, but the first international game I ever casted was actually an EU Nordic and East Go-Follow with Joe Miller, which was an incredible opportunity that ended up me not sleeping very much, which seems to be common whenever I cast EU, but that's all good. But I was really excited. It was my first ever game. I didn't know much about the teams, but never mind, there's a gank up top. I'll finish the story in a second here. Looks like Synods are going to go in with Assault and Battery. Soaz kicks him out of it as well, and Tutti could be in trouble. Denting blows off in there, and Soaz will pick up that kill. And I'll try and wrap up my story before somebody else dies. But anyway, the team that won was, oh man, it was Titty Twisters, which is a hilarious name. But Broken Shard, the jungler for Dragonborns,
yes,
played for them. And it was cool when they qualified, because like, oh yeah, I know these guys. But I was talking to them after the game. We actually played a custom game with bots on like 400 latency for me, which was pretty funny, because I'm pretty sure I died a couple of times to them. But they were just celebrating their go-for-low win and stuff like that. And I was talking to Broken Shard after it, and he said, yeah, I keep timers of everything. And I said, oh yeah, cool. It's like, no, everything. Like, he kept every single camp in the jungle time, including the small ones. So some teams...
See an all-in coming up top by Kami here. Picks up the kill on Soaz. I don't think Soaz estimated the damage coming out there at all.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little pickup for Kami.
Kha'Zix approaching the very, very deadly level 11 as well. And he's in good stead there. Down the bottom, we get a kill into BB. The BBRT. Actually, Enreda going back onto Espeon as well. Cyanide down there made the difference in that one. In fact, they could tower dive in here as well. Good dazzle there from Tarek, but Yellowstar stealing with the damage. And there's the ball breaker in. A little bit of extra from Vi and the Imbue. Not going to be enough there as Cyanide flashes for the last auto. Possibly didn't need to, but wanted to stay safe. And does secure that kill there. Cyanide though walks into the wrong place. Kami down here is a leaps forward. Cyanide obliterated by Kha'Zix's damage. But Volt Breaker's out of the way just in time. There's the flash forward from Kami to try and pick it up. Needs the Void Spikes, and there it is. Managed to pick it up.
You saw that it was an EQ combo into an instant flash from Seti there over the ridge. They have to be happy it wasn't a double flash, because Cyanide noticed that, juked a bit, but still gets picked up by Kami.
Yeah, flash Void Spike enough there. And now Kami with the wings. He's got resets. He's got a good chunk of gold to spend at this point. In fact, if we tab over real quick, yeah, he's got over 2,000 gold, close to 2,500 to spend. So Kami's Kha'Zix here could prove absolutely deadly. And now a gank in the middle, actually. They really want to kill P.E.K.K.A if they can, but there's the flash on that one. If Rumble had actually waited on his ultimate, they may have been able to secure that kill, but P.E.K.K.A still took a lot of damage there with Kha'Zix just coming in. So, you know,
they'll happily claim a dragon.
Yeah, Kami has got a lot of gold to spend here. So if paiN are going to really make a run for this game, then they need to fight soon with Kha'Zix. I mean, if he had spent his gold, he would be in a perfect spot, because he has blue buff, he's got level 11, he is completely set up right now, but sadly not, perfectly timed here as P.E.K.K.A. Actually going to dodge all the damage there quite impressively. Void Spike missing.
He's staying in lane here still, Kami. Might be backing now.
Maybe
2,800 gold's kind of an awkward gold value, because he probably wants a Bloodthirster here. Maybe he wants a Last Whisper and another item. I'm not 100% sure, but I bet if I was a betting man, I'd say a Bloodthirster's coming out soon.
Yeah, I think he's waiting so he can finish it. He's going to stay here for a couple more creep waves.
31.50, I believe it is, to buy a straight up Bloodthirster.
I think so. I'll trust you on that one at this time of night. Cyanide here, just waiting very patiently. Just needs to get Rumble into Assault and Battery range. She can do the combo all over again. Assault and Battery, Dragon's Age back in, and then big damages. But Tier 2, I think, is aware this time. He's got the Spidey sense going. Last time this happened, I got absolutely demolished. I don't want that to happen again, so I'm just going to chill. And yeah, Cyanide backs off, Soaz backs off as well. And
Kami goes to buy his Bloodthirster.
And as I said, as you said as well, Kha'Zix really hits his stride at level 11. So this is the time for paiN to really open up this game. They have a lead. They have a small lead here. If they want to really cause a big gap in the gold tier, they need to get Kami involved. They need to really start moving as a team, because they've got a lot of strength right now. And there's straight up Bloodthirster from Kha'Zix as well. He's all about the reset damage at this point. So paiN...
And you're talking about pushing leads here. Kha'Zix is 1,500 gold effectively ahead of P.E.K.K.A in mid lane here. He's 4-0, he has the Bloodthirster. If they force a fight and he is not focused down instantly, he will do just outrageous damage. And Cyanide's still top.
Yeah, he's chilling, he wants Titu, but no, Titu's like, you can have my tower, that's fine. I'm not going to let you kill me.
Well, it's one hit away, it's not even worth putting an equalizer
P.E.K.K.A
down.
is so low, there's the Void Assault, this could be a kill on Orianna. The Dravenot comes out as well. Trying to pick him up. But I think P.E.K.K.A might be dead. He does not have flash. There's the jump on him, but sadly Kha'Zix's not in position. And Raider coming back in there as well to help out. So it looks like it might just be a push here from paiN. They've got to be a little careful, because Rumble's kind of being chased back here. Vi is now in the middle. Still with their ultimate, by the way. Cyanide has not used that yet. He spent a long time there in top lane trying to pick off that Rumble. Looks like they're going to collect their buffs first. Very sensible. Make sure they have control of their jungle. I mean, P.E.K.K.A is going back to spend. He's got a blasting one now. In fact, he's finished her autovators. That's actually really important. In fact, the timing on that is... I mean, given that he got a tier, it's actually pretty nicely timed, but P.E.K.K.A would have liked to have that a little bit earlier if he could. I mean, given that he's got the tier, this is probably the latest he wanted to get it. But before that, P.E.K.K.A had no damage items. He had nothing but Catalyst plus tier.
I think the important thing to consider with Fnatic's comp here is that they actually do have a lot of ways to deal with a fed Kha'Zix in a team fight. Tempest Grip only Sin obviously reveals him if he tries to stealth. Vi can cast their ultimate and suppress him. The CC from Orianna and Raided is there to be seen. And obviously, he will have to tank to some degree a lot of Misfortune's bullet time damage. So not an ideal team fight presence for Kami, but when you're this far ahead, things sometimes tend to really line up.
Kami needs... I mean... We saw Alex Sitz actually when we played Kha'Zix. I think even in the first game we cast
Brutalizer tier into just a straight up round wins.
Yeah, so he's like, alright, well, I got a bit of damage, I got my landing items, now I'm going to go tanky and then I'll build my damage. And he was playing, not quite Bruiser, but he was planning to be like, okay, I'm gonna get in aggressively early on in a team fight, and then I'm gonna do my damage and get my resets. Kami needs to play this like he's APE. He needs to go for the reset, so his team needs to initiate for him, go and do damage, and then he can just play clean AP. Down the bottom, though, we're having Engages come out. Espeon there activates his ultimate. Yellow Star very, very low there, and Draven, he's gonna get stunned up, goes down there finally. Yes, Misfortune does pick it off. paiN rated now, could be in trouble. Vi now coming around as well. Espeon could be in a bit of trouble. Here's Kami over the top as well, trying to pick it up. He needs a kill here for the reset. He gets one. He's going to be able to jump on top of Cyanide. Orianna in here as well. Finds a lot of damage coming out. And Surti is chasing it onto Pekka. Cyanide trying to 1v2 right now versus Espeon and Kami. Kami gets forward there, wants for more resets if he can get them. And there's one as Taste of Fear just eats Vi's face off. And here comes Jarvan as well, but he's not going to follow on. Already used his ultimate. No real way to keep chasing down. And that was a decent fight there for paiN. They trade 2 for 1. Oh, actually 3 for 1 there. Even better than
And Kami continues to embody their gold lead. His lead over his lane opponent effectively is the whole gold lead that paiN hold over Fnatic.
Yeah, 2,000 gold also. And he's 6-0 in a team with 7 kills. So there's a lot of eggs in his basket.
Be interesting to see what he does with that build, because I mean, looking at the enemy team, he probably wants a Warmogs here, but does he just want to pick up a Giant Spell and get more damage just so he's more of a threat? Does he go for an adaptation either way? I'm not sure, and it's kind of on his shoulders this game, because if he falls early in a fight, the gold's even. And, the rest of the fight comes down to mechanics and item choices.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. I mean, we don't talk about gold distributions in games all that often, but it does come up, and you're right, as you said. I mean, I just colloquially used the phrase that the eggs are in his basket here, and they very much are. He is all of the gold difference, as you noted, but you're right, the gold is only as good as it's being spent, essentially, and if Kha'Zix dies, then all the gold he spent is gone out of that team fight for the period that he's dead.
On the other side of the coin, if they fight right now, he has 2,200 gold on him.
And same principle applies there as well. You don't spend the gold, it doesn't do anything for you, but right away in your bank. Looks like paiN are going to pick up a couple turrets here. I think they're going to trade 2 for 1, potentially. Vi there, take a little bit of damage, but Cyanide backs off towards the tier 2 turret. Going to be okay for now. Misfortune recalling. I mean, this is a nice little push here for paiN. They lost their bottom outer turret, but they collected 2 outer turrets as a result. They might even get a little bit of damage here on this one as well. Draven's actually been pushing for a while. And again, Draven, pretty good at dealing damage. Especially if he's left unfettered, but...
Double spinning axe is active right now.
Oh man, so stylish. Look at him go. Kami there picks up the blue as well. That was a really good set of objectives there for paiN. 2 turrets plus the blue buff there. Almost a 3rd turret as well. Dragon's up now as well. They might even rotate to that. Just run circles around Fnatic in terms of objective control. But it looks like they're going to spend their gold instead. And I mean, I'm really curious to see what Kami buys, because I agree. I think he's a lot of his team's hope right now. And he's got...
And that's not to say that everyone else is doing poorly. I mean, obviously, BRTT's been well held, and then fairly innocuous scores elsewhere. But again, they've gotten him fed. He's played well, and his team has assisted him, and now he has to make something of it.
Exactly. And it's
smart they don't choose disengage, though, because, again, sitting on 3k gold, it's not a team fight they want to choose.
No. Last Whisper. Okay. He has... That is his flag in the ground, so to speak. But we are going to have a team fight. Fnatic very intelligently making sure they fight with Kha'Zix is gone. Cyanide going to get out there as he Vault Breakers away from just a bit more damage he needed to kill him.
Only a kill on the support, though. They'll take that after being caught with their dance down effectively there.
And yeah, actually both carries, Draven and Kha'Zix, out of that one. So I guess Fnatic, they tried to force something there. Picked a bit of an awkward spot. Wow. Whirling Death actually got Vi. I was like, oh, there's a Draven ultimate.
Ward in the brush there.
Oh man, Cataclysm onto Pekka as well. They're going pretty deep here. But Orianna could fall pretty quickly. Rumble into Kha'Zix damage. Absolutely ridiculous.
I had to hold my gas in there because I was just about to explode. I was obscene, and he goes even deeper, but wisely runs away at the side of Lee Sin.
We apparently already had some Kha'Zix reset noises on the mainstream. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Could have some Wallalols. Actually, I have no idea how that you're supposed to like spell that noise. I don't know the official Kha'Zix reset onomatopoeia.
I think the official Kha'Zix reset onomatopoeia is an enemy has been slain.
Cute. And everyone back
especially
there.
This Kha'Zix.
This Kha'Zix is very hungry. He is a predator. He is hunting. I I guess the Ruby Crystal's probably for a health item. I don't think he's... I mean, I don't think Frozen Mallet's coming. But
yeah, I don't think he... I think he just bought it because he had the slot available. He couldn't afford a Giant's Belt, and he just said, you know, in the next fight, that 180 health could be the difference, so why not pick it up?
what do you think of... I mean, it's kind of a niche item, but what do you think of Spirit Visage on Kha'Zix? It kind of works, right?
It doesn't give enough flat health, and the enemy team has quite a lot of different damage types, so it can be a good buy, but I wouldn't look to it at this situation.
Yeah, I mean, just looking through, there's a lot of AD damage I need to be worried about. I mean, it's really P.E.K.K.A that's the only AP threat. Leona's AP damage is very, very low.
I mean, the other option, of course, is to turn it into a Black Cleaver, which, you know, he's definitely shown a penchant for getting as much damage as possible here, Kami.
I think Warmogs needs to be the buy. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think if paiN were to have the best shot at winning this game, then Kami at this point needs to go tanky for his next item. It's just, he's not going to live. He's not going to live if he goes all damage. I mean, maybe if they get a really good engage, it'll work. Like, I mean, they've got good setup for Kha'Zix. That's the nice thing about their comp. They've got Jav and Rumble. They can just completely get in there with a bunch of AD damage. And it would be nice, actually, to have a Black Cleaver to help Draven and Kha'Zix just do more damage. And Jarvan does kind of get in there with the percentage armor shred, but I would like a bit more if they could get it. But I'd like to see Warmogs here, but I suppose we'll wait and see. How do you think they dive, by the way? Because that's kind of what they want to do here, but I think they have to be very careful with any tower dive they're trying
Diving
to
a Leona and Orianna,
doesn't
I don't know about it, pastry time.
doesn't seem fun. I mean,
Delicate at the best.
the wave clear is here for the most part. I mean, Orianna's not quite demolishing the creep waves, but they're doing a pretty good job of keeping them out here. I mean, paiN, they can taste it. They can feel the power of the Fed Kha'Zix. He is a very scary man, or bug. I don't know if it has a gender. I apologize. Kami just throwing out the poke at this point, essentially with the Void Spike. That tower gonna get low, they're gonna move in, maybe. The banner got thrown down there from Jarvan. He needs that cooldown as well, so they're gonna have to wait a couple more seconds.
I guess the only way to really guarantee the turret here, given the amount of wave clear Fnatic has, is to use the Equalizer offensively, almost like a Gragas cask, and just try and push them off the turret. But even that has its own set of risks because it draws turret aggro.
Yeah, I like Kami's positioning a lot here, by the way. I'm getting like Fiddle ult flashbacks right now. Oh, good ult there from Ori. Little time coming in as well. Vi in there as well. The poke out there. Looks like Kami going in for the resets, but doesn't quite do enough damage, and Void assaults his way out. So as they gets a kill. In fact, there's 3 kills and the double there for Lee Sin. How many more seconds though? Titu is going to go down. He's going to be too low. Kha'Zix, he's got 1 second on his leap. He can go in here. Kami, beat. Nope. He didn't do it. He just
No, there's back time. I mean, he decided to back out. There was the potential of cleanup there. There was also the potential of giving away a massive spree. So probably the safe right option there. And just a sign that they just didn't have that extra bit to either force an engage or push out a turret. They had great wave clear, but so did the enemy. So it was almost a stalemate there. They didn't have the lanes pushing in strongly, although finally a massive creep wave as a mass down bottom. But, you know, that came out in the advantage of Fnatic.
Oh, Fire just demolishes that creep wave as well. My, she clears waves well. Too bad she's such a popular jungler. I mean, when we did see Shushe playing in mid, she just completely wrecked the creeps.
So the gold lead is all locked up here, pastry time, which again makes me worried for paiN, given just how much of the percentage of their gold is centralized onto Kami.
Yeah, they just couldn't quite get it done there. I mean, they don't really have a siege team, I guess, is part of the problem there. They knew what they needed to do. They needed to get another objective, so they tried to force that turret there. It was pretty low. I feel like they could have set it up with maybe Rumble's ult or just made enough space for Jarvan to get in because it didn't need that many auto attacks. But
I mean, the reality is they have one ranged auto attacker, the 550 ranged Draven, so you know, with only one ranged auto attacker, sieging a turret is hard. They could have used the Equalizer to push the enemy off the turret. They just were holding onto it in the case of an engage, and with Orianna, you're never sure if the shockwave might come up and catch you unaware.
I mean,
so,
as you mentioned, there's a lot of CC.
So
they have to be careful. And that shockwave is actually what did it there. It was just enough for Fnatic to essentially draw in a couple of members of paiN while they were trying to back out. And yeah, caught them there and managed to get enough kills. And Kami just never made an impact. He threw out a couple of Void Spikes and that was about it for that team fight. So Dragon goes there to Fnatic. They're actually got themselves ahead now in gold. It's a pretty slim lead, but they'll take it at 400 gold. 400 gold can go a long way if it's in an Oracle's Elixir, so, you know, it's not irrelevant. In fact, they're missing one at the moment, I think, so they'd probably like to buy one.
I guess the one thing that paiN haven't done here when they were ahead was to ward the enemy jungle. They spent so much time anchored to the top that they haven't had that ward sweep. The Oracles is up now. They do feel strong, especially when Kami is available to engage a fight in the jungle or away from a turret, and that's probably their next order of business, to establish map control and then start looking towards the Baron objective.
Yeah, they're not quite recalling yet. In fact, Orianna is bottom lane. There's Equalizer, they want to go in. Kami, Void Assault's in, he's trying to go deep. But a flash out there from Yellow, so it's going to keep him pretty safe for now. Actually dodging the Solar Flare quite nicely there. So there's some follow-up damage there. They could rotate top and pick that turret up right now if they wanted to. They could just face tank it, but maybe... Whoa, are they going to Baron? No, they're recalling. That is not nearly as exciting as Baron. But hey, Draven's got to push his creep wave out, so... They'll just let him get a big stack of farm and they'll regroup, they'll pick some items up. Runic Bulwark finished up now for Jarvan. I do fear for Surtees' lack of health items here.
Black Cleaver was the finishing item on Kha'Zix, so he's pretty much locked and loaded for damage now outside of the eventual Mirror Mana. He has reached full stacks of his tier, so that has to be incoming before too long.
It is encouraging to see an extra Ruby Crystal in his inventory though. I feel like we are going to see Warmonks. Which is good. He does need a bit of tankiness here. I mean, I expect him to arrive at, you know, these particular damage items at some point. But I guess he recognizes that he's a big damage dealer for his team. He needs to be doing that. I don't know if it's going to backfire here or not, but we'll see. I mean, if they can set up for this Kha'Zix one team fight as well, paiN really need to just completely stampede over a lot of objectives here on the map. And this game is really tense now. I mean, there was definitely a big bit of momentum for paiN, where it looked like the game was not completely, but
it looked like they were poised to run over Fnatic, but Fnatic stood firm. They stood their ground at the turret. They won a fight there, and now paiN, much in the same position as LGIM were against Millennium, feel a little bit unsure about what the correct next move will be.
Well, they're going to do the right thing here and clear out as many wards as they can. The Baron Dance has begun. It is official. Some poke back and forth. Again, they've got really good initiation here. I mean, Draven is now doing crazy damage as well, by the way. He's got Infinity Edge Bloodthirster. He is going to be chopping up fools. So if BRTT can stand there and just right-click people, especially if he can catch axes in the process as well, he's going to be doing damage. Kami, they're trying to set up, just poking there in the side. Jarvan, he wants to go in. The rest of his team, they're not quite going in with him. Equalizer coming up. Bullet time in there as well. Kami around the side, trying to pick up Yellow Star. Gets the kill though. Needs the reset now. Comes out under So's doing the damage. The Taste Their Fear comes out. A killing spree now for Solas as he gets the kill. Couple members of paiN still alive though. Kami going in, taking quite a bit of damage. Xpeki there with Seraph's Embrace. Activates the shield. So's now coming in as well. Going to clean out Kami. And there's the shutdown for Lysias. He picks up 500 gold. And sadly, Jarvan went in there possibly a little bit too early. His team not quite ready to follow in, and Fnatic pick up a 3-1 teamfight win there for themselves. And maybe even
Kami had used his Void Spike there to poke, so it wasn't up. He had backed away because he was trying to regroup with his team. I mean, Jarvan saw an opening and took it, and as a jungler, sometimes you tunnel on what you feel like you need to do in the fight, but it's the ultimate detriment for his team.
Especially if this Baron goes down as well. Cyanide has rejoined the party after being back at base, and looks like they are going to get this Baron here. Even Yellowstar will get it as well. Manages to respawn in time, and this game now, certainly momentum here is in Fnatic's hands. Whenever you have Baron buff as a team, you have so much of an advantage.
And the one thing Fnatic has in spades that paiN very clearly didn't is engage. They at any time can choose and engage with Orianna putting the ball on an ally, for example on Cyanide, and then ulting when they try and peel for Draven. You know, Orianna just on her own positioning the ball and getting that shockwave off. And Raided has multiple ways to engage. They have a very strong engage team, and now that they feel ahead, now that they have that Baron buff, now they've just won the last team fight, they will choose the next engage. And that's a powerful spot to be in.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even talked about it yet, actually, but I've talked about Vi Shen before. I've never talked about Vi Orianna, but that's a pretty cool combo. Salt and Batter with the ball on top of Ice Head and then Shockwave after it. I actually don't even know if you can activate Shockwave while she's in midair. That could be funky. Maybe. Maybe today we'll learn something.
It just feels for the last 10 to 15 minutes, it's felt like paiN had the lead in this game, and in that time, they didn't capture a single objective.
Yeah,
and that's the sign of a new team, the sign of a team who might not be used to this level of competitive play. Yeah, it's something that's come through in the LCS many a time. You just need to have a plan. You need to have strong calls. You need to know what your comp can do and force objectives around that.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily that they threw it away, the lead or anything, but I just felt like they didn't know what to do with it, which is kind of amounts to the same thing, but of very different problems, I suppose. You know, one is you just making mistakes, the other is I'm actually not sure what I'm supposed to be doing to close out this game. And it is a skill, as you point out, closing out games.
It comes with experience, it comes with leaders who make good, strong calls and stick to them. And look, the call was to siege that outer top turret, and that it just really didn't work out. The inner top turret, sorry.
X-Pecker there with great ball positioning, by the way. Just nobody wants to be near it. One Shockwave could kill a very key carry. And that would be bad news here for paiN Gaming. This game, though, as he said, they had a lead, but it's slowly slipping away here as Fnatic coming with this Baron buff.
And see, the difference here when it comes to why Fnatic are able to successfully siege down turrets, at any point they can choose and engage and have AoE crowd control to keep the enemy team in. And that's what paiN didn't have. They didn't have the ability to dive and control where the enemy team was, because they don't have that same AoE hard CC.
Yeah, they've just got, a good initiation and a good way to get in as well, or a good follow-up with Rumble's ult, but, once that's down, you can't really keep anybody out. And if you miss with Cataclysm especially, or even the Equalizer, then you're right, it's not quite the same. I mean, Orianna is a very powerful champion. She is the teamfight general, and you will do what she says. So just slowly but surely sieging up here. It's kind of cool to see Orianna sieging, actually, because it's very unique. I mean, they don't have, Caitlyn, who we'd automatically associate with a lot of sieging. But Peck is doing a good job here.
Well, so far the Baron buffs afforded them 2 turrets in the mid lane. They're looking onto the 3rd.
You can see Yellowstar just poking his head back and forth. I mean, the thing is, if anybody actually tries to initiate on Misfortune, she's going to have the ball on her head and they're going to get shockwaved. And that'll actually start the fight for Fnatic without them having to do
Well, their
anything.
only true engage is Jarvan, and that failed spectacularly the last time they tried it. So they're going to definitely be looking for a very clear engage here.
It would be hilarious to me if Jarvan went in and Soaz kicked him out. That would just make me laugh. I kind of hope it happens just so I can see it, but I mean, you said it before, there's a lot of CC on the Fnatic side. And they're slowly pushing in here with this Baron buff. They may just pick up their first win of today. Maybe their only win of this tournament as well, but hey, if they can get it, they'll take it. But still, this game is not over yet. The goal difference is not that big, and it's coming closer to a time where the goal difference just is not as relevant.
Yeah, the Baron buff is faded here. A 5k gold lead at 36 minutes, quite minimal. It just, again, the difference in comps, and the team comps, and that champs that comes through here, that Fnatic have a comp that makes things happen. And and paiN are almost relying on a missed position or maybe a catch due to warding around Baron to make something happen on their accord.
Yeah. So Fnatic still setting up here. Just going to take out this tier 2 turret in the bottom lane. So keep aggressive on the map, manage to pick themselves up a couple of objectives. Get Dragon and then that tier 2 turret. Looks like they probably want to spend a bunch of gold. It definitely is a trap as a team. If you've had only been sieging for a while, you got a couple of objectives. If you've stayed out on the map for 5 minutes with Baron buff on, it is a mistake to get caught when you're retreating and trying to recall, because you do end up with a lot of gold that is unspent. So it looks like Fnatic are going to just find a safe spot to recall here and go from there. I mean, it's not just what you said in terms of comp. I mean, I agree. I think Fnatic certainly out teamfight paiN. But just the way the gold distribution worked in this game, so much of this game was focused on Kha'Zix and how much damage and his reset potential, and Fnatic played to never ever let that be a problem.
Siege is on once more down the bottom lane here as paiN look to try and take the turret.
Quite a bit of gold has been said. There's Orianna. They're going real deep there with the shockwave. Equalizer coming out as well. BRTT in a decent spot. That Cataclysm over the top as well. But Yellowstar throws in the bullet time. Great solo fair there as well from Leona. Snags 3 of them. But still, paiN are actually doing quite a bit of damage to Draven. Trying to find a kill. So many people blinking red. Draven's ultimate's how they already been used. There's a couple of kills. The resets in there for Kami as well. And they trade 2 for 1 there. So paiN not out of this yet.
And they will get this out of turret here. I mean, they have enough health. Everyone blinking on the Fnatic side. And a wonderful team fight from them.
And as I said, when you have Baron, you're out on the map, you're collecting a lot of objectives. After it wears off and you back off, you have unspent gold. Miss Fortune had 3k gold in the bank that she died with. Or that maybe not even died, just ran away with. So the unspent gold probably hurt.
Double Bloodthirster coming out from Miss Fortune here. This is a very ultimate-centric build coming out here. The bullet time here will do massive, massive damage with a potential plus 200 AD, in addition to the last Whisper.
Yeah, I mean 357 is the current AD count for Yellowstar. That's without Baron or a Red Elixir as well, so that's a pretty intense amount of damage.
Still has 16 stacks to get on his Bloodthirster as well.
It won't take Yellowstar too long. Is that Baron buff on the way? In fact, already up. Fnatic looking like they want to collect it again. Cyanide backing off though. Maybe got a Giant's Belt to buy? Nope, just a Glacial Shroud to finish. So going for Frozen Heart here. Just trying to be a big anti-carry.
Interesting to see Draven here adapting kind of the situation they face, picking up the Static Shiv instead of the Phantom Dancer. Now Static Shiv, it gives 1% more move speed, but you usually pick it up for burst potential. I mean the potential to crit on your 100 damage Static Shiv, which can do 250 damage with the Infinity Edge pickup, but also mostly for wave clear. It doesn't have the same sustained single target DPS that Phantom Dancer provides, but it certainly is fantastic for wave clear. And apart from Kha'Zix, they really don't have much wave clear on the paiN side.
Yeah, so I mean that might have helped them when they were doing some sieges, but certainly if they're getting pushed in again, they'll be happy to have it there. So kind of a nice little identification there. Just a subtle thing. I mean, a lot of ADs like Static Shiv for different reasons. But
now look at this. Fnatic are positioned to the side here, and paiN are barreling down mid.
Yeah, they're looking to just force some turrets here. And Fnatic, no, they can't go into Baron here. Equalizer comes out, great use of that choke point, but just does a decent amount of damage to Yellowstar. The ult there from Orianna, just trying to save everybody though. If Frombo can catch somebody, he slows and raided. Jarvan that goes in, the Cataclysm comes in, but Leap they're not available for Kha'Zix to follow up with, but Enred is still taking quite a bit of damage. There's the Soulflare coming out. The ult they're still defensive out there from Fnatic as bullet time goes out.
Unbelievably, N-rated survives.
On very little health. I don't know what it was exactly. I think it was less than 100 though, but paiN are actually going to get probably at least this tower here. Maybe a little bit more. Everyone else is back in the base to get some heals off. There aren't that many pair of Home Guard boots on. And they do get the turret there. Wisely back off very quickly. Oh goodness, here comes Vi. This is very bad news for Espeon. Gets crushed in there. There's the Assault and Battery straight on top of VRTT. And that's a double kill. Very nice and quick there for Yellowstar. Cyanide now still chasing down Tier 2. Going to be a third kill here. The triple actually could be the quadrant. No, Soaz gets that one in there instead. And if they catch Kha'Zix, maybe MF will pick it up. But Yellowstar's going to be pretty happy with that triple. And it was a nice push in there from paiN, but I think Fnatic will be pretty happy with a 4-0 there. Oh goodness, Kha'Zix is standing in the wrong spot.
Tarek overstayed, maybe a second too long. The next person along the chain hesitated for a second and wanted to turn back to help, and the chain reaction of 4 kills to Fnatic there. As we see a huge... Oh, Kami wins the trade out there with Orianna.
Yeah, already tried, but it's almost negligible at this point. Middle inhibitor goes down. Fnatic looking to get 2 inhibitors here. They're easily going to get this inhibitor turret. Looks like they're going to get this inhibitor here as well. Kami coming back to defend. His home guard activated, but nothing he can do at this point. He cannot save the home tree. And that's 2 inhibs down. Looking dire now for paiN, so if they have any miracles left, they're going to want to use them right here. Fnatic, I mean, this has been a long game for Fnatic, and they were behind for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit more than that.
I imagine Fnatic will try and translate this intense pressure, having 2 waves, especially the bot wave pushing into the paiN base makes Baron control a nightmare for paiN. They'll get some wards down here. They'll try and face something out of their base, but they need to make something happen quick, or those super minions are going to destroy their Nexus turrets.
Apparently their solution is do Baron. Do it now. But Fnatic
They are
here.
doing it
Oh
quick.
my goodness, that's gone. That is ridiculous. There's a Cataclysm move for Jarvan. Traps a couple of them in. Yellow Star has to get out there. Flashes bullet times and comes in there as well. Jarvan gets picked up already. There's Kami. They're coming in with the reset. But a great assault and battery there to peel it off. And so picks up the kill. And Fnatic, I think they might have picked it up here. But still the kill's trading back and forth. BRTT, no, he is alive. He's going to do damage. He's picking it up. Pekka coming in as well. The triple Alpha Draven does die though to Vi. And surely Espeon, he might kill Sina, but he can't chase Peke. Or he can't get away at least. Dazzles him. Maybe runs out. Oh my goodness, the burst damage. Orianna not normally known for her burst, but Pekka with so much AP at this point. Able to just demolish that reasonably squishy tank. He is still support, remember. And BRTT, he looks so close there to be the hero for his team, but just not it.
Felt like we got a sampling of why he's such a well-known and respected Draven player, but with 15 seconds, the shortest respawn timer here, it looks like Fnatic finally going to get a win on the board. I mean, paiN have played so valiantly in so many games today, but they're going to leave with one win apiece, these two teams.
And honestly, paiN should not feel upset about this. They could have won this game and it would have been an absolutely incredible victory over Fnatic. Again, even though it is kind of a dead rubber, even though they're not playing for anything in this tournament, they're playing for pride. And Fnatic, they're not going to be happy with their performance, but they will be, I think, somewhat relieved to take this game here. And paiN, as I said, should not be disappointed with that at all, because that was an incredible performance against one of the world's best teams. And Fnatic looked for a while there that they were going to lose here, and I don't think anybody expected paiN to hold out for 45 minutes here against Fnatic and almost come close. Even at the end, they're almost snatching victory out of Fnatic's hands, but not going to happen this time, and Fnatic will pick up their first and only win of this tournament as both paiN and Fnatic exit here, which means Gambit Gaming, LGIM, and no, is that right? Oh man, my brain's like already.
Gambit Gaming, CJ enters Blaze, and finally Millennium are confirmed as our third place finisher here. GG well played to the other three teams: Fnatic, paiN, and LGIM. But those are the three teams that will go through to the semi-final stage. Gambit Gaming goes straight into the winners bracket, having won all their games. The losers bracket for Blaze and Millennium.
Alright, so those are your three teams from Group A. Gambit, they're coming in first. There's the top seed through to winners, and then into losers as the other two from Group A. CJ enters Blaze, and Millennium make it through there. And I think Millennium, they're going to be happy to be through. I think everyone's going to be happy to see them again because they played some very creative things today. And I mean, well played to all the teams that played today. We had some amazing matches on both the main stage stream and of course over here on the Alternate B stream as well. But we're going to quickly sign off here, boys and girls, because we're supposed to finish about an hour ago. I have to say, as the last kind of farewell game there for the fans, that was, for me, totally worth it, even though I'm going to have to sleep almost the rest of the day until we cast again. But we will be back later tonight, of course. If you have enjoyed the casting, or if you'd just like to contact us more, or just have a chat online. We're very active on Twitter. You can follow either Papa or myself. I am at PastryTime. He is at Papa Smith. You can see it just underneath the photo there. Those are links to our Twitters that you can follow us on. I also have a Facebook page as well. You can check out facebook.com/PastryTime if you want to check it out. Thanks to the main stage for obviously being awesome and hosting, all the other games from the event. Shout out to IEM and ESL, of course, for inviting us on and letting us host this stream so we can bring you all of the games here from the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. And big ups to the rest of the commentators as well. They've done a great job. We haven't got a chance to listen to them today, of course, doing this, but I'm sure they'll be doing a brilliant job as per usual. And they gave us a shout out, so big ups to them.
Especially Demon. He was very vigilant getting our name involved and out there, and it's much appreciated.
Yep.
We put a lot of time and effort into this, but it's the wonderful content and it's you, the viewers, that make it all worth it.
Yep, and there's over 15,000 of you there for that last game here. So clearly the passion of the fans in Brazil is just possibly unrivaled here. And it's great to see you all come out, and we've been very blessed to be able to bring these games to you guys. But as we said, that is it for this evening. So boys and girls, we are done. Farewell and good night. We will see you later again at 9:30 CET, 9:30 AM Central European Time for the continued League of Legends Day 2 here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. My name is PastryTime. He is Papa Smithy. We are Papa Time. And we shall catch up soon. Until next time, until tomorrow, in fact, until the Intel Extreme Masters continues, we'll see you later.